Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you with an Indian greeting. Namaste, India. Today we have a guest named Mehendi who is coming all the way from Afghanistan. Mehendi, Mr. Mehendi, please tell me, how are you feeling now?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it's an honor to be here with you. And I hope that we are going to have this conversation very well, and we are going to say and share our stories, how we did learn this language, and how we, passed the difficulties, the obstacles that we had in this journey. Yeah, I am so happy to be here with you, and thank you so much for your invitation.
Mr. Mehendi, I have a small question for you because I am a stranger for you. But as I invited you to join my podcast, so why did you agree? What is the one thing that brought you here on my podcast? I just want to know.
Yeah. The thing is that I nowadays I'm trying to learn this language professionally, and on my daily basis I have a schedule. For instance, I 1 hour I read. These are the books that I read. Dark Horse, it is one of the book, and I love it. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Who's the
Another
writer?
hour I practice on my listening, and also the two other skills which we have in English are speaking and also the writing. So
Okay.
I, as you said that we are going to have this conversation in English. So I became so happy, and I thought, oh my God, it's a very good opportunity for me to have a person, especially from another country, or you know, is a very good country, India. So I'm gonna have a conversation with an Indian in this language, which I'm willing to learn. That is why. That is probably the reason that I am here.
Okay. Literally, you made my day joining on my podcast. Literally, I'm enjoying a lot to have a conversation with you.
Thank
Let's
you.
see what happens in the future. In the conversation. Before jumping into the conversation, I just would like to know more about yourself. So my audience who are watching this podcast will get to know a little bit about yourself. Like you can share a little bit more about yourself. What do you do and all like that. Just tell me about yourself.
My name is Mehdi. I am from Afghanistan, and honestly, I graduated from high school in 2021. After that, I just tried to, master the English literature, and then I also work in some companies as a marketer. And as I am trying to, find an opportunity to go abroad for a scholarship. That is why I am trying to learn English. Yeah, I am. Yes, I hope you got what I'm.
Okay, great, lovely. You're an interesting person, and it was a nice introduction of yours. So I have a question that there are two things in English language when it comes to English. People say a lot of people say that they wanna be a fluent speaker of English language, but on the other side, there are people who wants to be a great articulator. Like the great speaker. So whenever they give any speech, so the other person will be able to understand them. So there are people. So which one would you like to choose? Would you like to become a fluent speaker of English, or the great, the clarity one?
I rather want to be accurate in my English in this language, and I rather want to, the second one, which you said, being a good articulator, because when you are accurate and clear in ways that you share your, you know, what you want to say, then you are going to have friendship, because friendship comes through understanding each other. For instance, we both are speaking in this language, and as I speak, I don't know if it is accurate or not, but you can understand me. It is how build our relationship, and it will last for a long time. And on the other hand, being accurate is very, is good in terms of passing the exams, the international exams like TOEFL, Duolingo, and also the IELTS. As a certain instance, the TOEFL, which I'm practicing nowadays on it, is very precise, is meticulous in examining the students. It examines your first skills, the reading, writing, speaking, and also listening. So if you are not accurate in your speaking and cannot convey your message clearly, probably you will be scored very low. You know.
Okay.
So I rather want to be a very good articulator.
Mr. Mehendi, with your answer, I got to know that you want to be a good articulate speaker. Where whenever you give any speech, so people who are listening to you, if they are able to understand you, so that is your motto, that you want to convey your message with clarity, with great articulation. So that's your
Of
motto.
course.
But what happens to me, I also want to be a good articulator. But sometimes the way I speak, it is little bit fast. Sometimes I just forget about the articulation part. I Whenever I start speaking English language, especially in English language, so I just go with the flow and I forget that part, because I have seen a lot of speakers, good speakers. They speak very calm, with very calm, you know, very slow. They take a lot of pauses. But when it comes to me, I just forget everything and I just keep going. And in that way, I make a lot of mistakes while speaking. I make grammatical mistakes. Sometimes I'm not able to put the good questions with clarity. It happens all the time. So what should I do to improve these things or to remove these parts? What would you like to suggest me?
Uh, it's almost 2.5 years that I'm studying English, and the experience that I got from these 2.5 years of, is journey. I learned that you know from the beginning it would be difficult for you to speak. It would be difficult for you to understand, especially native speakers. And the two other skills, speaking and writing, which are totally difficult in this two end. If you cannot convey and forget the words, if you cannot point out the things that you have inside, then probably you need to do two important things, one important things, and consider this: the listening and readings are input, which means we learn from listening and from reading. And the speaking and writings are for output, which means we express ourselves through speaking and writing. If you forget and if you have this problem, then you have to read a lot, as I've experienced. In the last couple of months, I've read over 50 to 20 books, and I made myself able to convey my message without, forgetting. As I came across with phrases, ideas, words in a book, I, hacked. I mean that I copied the words. I learned the words, the correct and meaning of them. Then when I wanted to speak, I could I could convey my message. I could convey my sentence without forgetting. The more you practice on your reading as well as on your listening, the more you are going to master. Being able to speak, being able to write well. So I'm pointing
Okay.
out, in my last sentence for this, just read and listen. The only way is practicing on these three skills. If you don't have input, then the output is, nonsense. Like you cannot have, and if you don't have anything if you don't have anything inside, then how you are going to, convey it? I mean, that how you are going to express if you have nothing inside. It means that you have to have something inside. If you forget, it means that you lack, the nothingness. You lack, I mean that you lack the understanding of the words. You lack the, sentence. You just have to read to get to pour your mind, listen to pour your mind, and then you are going to master, not forgetting. any kinds of words. Of course, when we start, I remember when I was, when I began learning English, I wasn't able to read. I couldn't understand even a simple sentence. I wasn't able to, understand, even the people who were speaking, not professionally, who were not professional, who their level was intermediate, and I wasn't able to speak. I couldn't convey my message. But over the years, as I practiced, I read, I listened, I spoke, and also I wrote essays, paragraph. I mastered the habit of, being able to convey my whole anything that I wanted to convey. As if I speak in this way is because it is the result of years of or months of practice. And yeah, it was all, I think. I hope you got what I did.
Thank you so much for sharing all the insight about reading and listening part. And you also mentioned that you have already read more than 40 or 50 books, right?
No, I said that more than 15 or 20
15.
books.
Oh,
Yeah,
15 and 20 is also.
I have a bunch of books. I'd like to show it to today to you. Just a minute.
Sure, sure. I would love to see.
It is the book currently I am reading it. It's called The Dark Horse. It is almost 276 pages. The Case the Fraud, another
Yeah.
book.
Oh
Well,
my God.
I will
Great,
be
that's
reading
nice.
it. I will be reading it. And there's another great. My passion and resilience are the secret to success.
Yeah, okay, great. GRIT.
It's the new book, and I will read this. It's other one, which is the hard. It is the difficult one. I start reading it, but I
Learn
couldn't
to
start.
earn.
Yeah, learn
Okay.
to earn, and also it is the Carlos Zukami Tazaki is the author is a Japanese, and it is a Roman. I read it.
I knew this because few days ago, not few days ago, yesterday I was watching a reel on Instagram. So one of the
Yeah,
person, suggested or advice or gave recommendation to read this book.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
great.
great.
Lovely. You have bunch of books in your bucket
Yeah,
list. Lovely to
yeah,
hear that.
yeah.
Oh my God. So I would like to know because I also started reading books. So I have only completed only one book in my life. The recently that I read that was all about negotiation that I read, and the second book I am reading it's related to religious, a kind of a philosophy book, and the third one I also started, but the second one I couldn't complete, but I started reading second books. So that is also about the trust me, that the book name is Trust Me. I forgot the name of it, the full name of it. So it's also about the life of the person. So I'm gonna read that book. But you know what difficulties I'm facing while reading the books? Whenever I read a single line, so at least one word or two words, sometimes one word, I feel that I'm not able to understand the meaning of it. So at the same time I just try to search on Google or ChatGPT or any other platform to know the meaning of it. So it takes a lot of time to read the book. So what's your approach whenever you are reading any book and you come across any word that you don't know? So at the moment, do you pause yourself or do you keep reading and at the end of the book you search the word meaning? What do you do?
Personally, when even now it is the second time that I'm reading the Dark Horse because it is difficult a little bit for me. So personally, I do the things that you said. You just need to be passionate. You cannot learn master a skill in a day or in a night. You just need to be patient. As if you want to understand a book and know the meaning of a sentence, then you have to search about it, whether in ChatGPT, in YouTube, in Facebook, wherever you can go to find the meaning. You just need to be patient. I mean that I personally, read a book. If I could understand, that would be great. If I couldn't understand, I came across or I faced with a word that I didn't know, I will highlight it with a highlighter, and then I will, highlight all these words that I do know in the book. I will read. I will finish that. And the second time,
Oh,
I have my notebook. It is my notebook. Here I have a list of the words that I took them from, from the books. I will, take out all those highlighted words that I already taken in my, that I already highlighted in the book. I will take them out in my on my notebook, and then I will repeat them as much time as it takes to understand the concept, and then I will go through that book again, and I will, emphasize, more. I will analyze carefully every sentence to understand it. Then, if I couldn't understand, I will go to YouTube or ChatGPT to talk about the book. What is the point of this book? What is the point of this sentence? If I At least I will be, if I couldn't understand it perfectly, then I at least I will be able to, understand it a little bit about it, and then I will, search or download a video from Vidmat or YouTube. Then I will watch it to know it more. I will try and go every way to read a book analytically, understandably. Like I almost 2 weeks ago, I went with one of my friends in a bookstore. There, I bought 6 books,
oh my God.
which cost me almost, which cost almost 1,000 Fs. And then I came back. I read the, color list which I showed to you, only in one time. I couldn't understand it, so I didn't need to, go and read it again. Then I started a dark course. It is very difficult. It's an updated book. The author is Todrus. Is an American. I think he is an American. And I read it once. I couldn't understand, and then I highlighted those words that I didn't know. For instance, you see, these are the words that I highlighted. You see, you see. I don't know if you can see it. You see.
Yeah, I can see. I can see little bit.
Yeah. I highlighted those words, and then I take them out on my notebook. I translate them to a dictionary from my, by my phone, and then I came back to this book to understand it. It is the second time that I'm reading it. I'm in page 138, and this time I can understand better. If I couldn't understand, then I will come back and read it again. This is the strategy that I take, that I have to read a book analytically.
Oh, lovely. That's fantastic. I like it. Like your means to say that, like, suppose a person who is just started reading a book in order to enhance their communication skill or vocabulary, whatever it is. And we also, whenever we read any book, so we also get a lot of knowledge about the person who wrote the book, because he spent almost years of his life. There's a reason he could, able to read, write that book. There's a reason he has explained in the better manner. So, like, whenever we are reading, so what happens to me when I read any book, so I take a lot of time. Like, if I'm reading one page only, so it takes me a lot around 30 minutes. The reason I take this much time, because whenever I come across any word, a single word, so I have a kind of a framework, so in which, whenever I search a word on ChatGPT, so ChatGPT gives me so many things about that word, the context of that word, the pronunciation of that word, the meaning, the Hindi meaning, the native language meaning. Because I speak Hindi language, so the meaning of that word. Apart from that, ChatGPT also gives me the bunch of sentences using those words. The particular words. Apart from that, synonyms related to that words. Apart from that, I also tell them please create a story related to these words, as well as the synonyms and all the forms of the particular word. So through that story, what happens, the same word keeps repeating in the story, keeps on repeating in the story. So at the end, it takes around 5 to 6 minutes to understand the one particular word. But during the time, I get to know so many words, not one particular word. So I follow these techniques. So if I follow this technique now, so I take little more time to understand and to read the page. So there's the reason I'm taking a lot of time, but I believe I'm learning a lot of things because I'm coming across new words. Because in whenever ChatGPT create a story, so he uses a lot of word. I mean, apart from that word that I just searched, to know the meaning of that, he uses synonyms, maybe phrasal verb, idioms, or many other things like so in the story. So that's how I do. So what do you think? Like, is it good way to read a book or bad?
Of course, it is a very, reading itself is very good, and the habit that you have, that you sit and you have, is, of course, that is in it. They are very good, and I think what I've understand from your speech. Uh, let me make this clear that we as human beings are unique. You have your own way, and I have my own way in doing something. You have your own way using ChatGPT and asking it to create a story and using it in sentence. And I have my own ways, highlighting the words that I do know in the book and then translate them in dictionary. So we all have different ways, but the destination is the same: to learn.
That's true.
Yeah, you have a
Everybody
good
wants to
habit.
learn.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like, but the problem is that it's taking a lot of time. So that's what I feel. Yeah. Sometimes I
I
shouldn't do it
told
in
you,
this
I
way.
told you, I told you. Sorry to take the words from your mouth. I told you you have to be patient. You Rome was not built in one night, or it
Yeah, that is true.
wasn't built in the day. So you just need to be patient. Go every way that you can learn. So you want to learn, something, then you have to, put aside a specific time. You have to spend days and nights so you can master it. You
That's true.
cannot learn English. It is a language. It's a language that you are trying to learn. So of course it takes time. You just need to be patient to tell the chat GPT to create a story for you. You just need
Okay.
to be
Right.
patient to to end the book. You just need to be patient to speak despite the fact that you make mistake. You just need to be patient to listen to the native speaker, albeit you cannot understand them.
Yeah, definitely. I follow these tricks. To be honest, like, I'm passionate about a lot English as well, and I'm also patience. I have a lot of patience. Like, I can wait as much as I take time to do anything. So it's a fine for me. I'm capable of doing it. I'm very passionate about English as well. So I have a passion for that. That if it takes time, it will okay for me. If it takes 5 years,
Yeah.
10 years, I'm gonna do it. It's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
the point is that you have to do it. For instance, we as human being. I think I said this before, and I want to point this out once again, that you probably is you probably is intelligent. You probably are intelligent, and you can learn and memorize the word easily. But I personally probably cannot memorize the word easily. So you probably would learn and master a skill in just 1 year, and for me it would take probably 2 years. I don't care. I have my own goal. Even if it would take years, I will spend it. I graduated from high school and I didn't go to university because that is a standardization system. They are going to give you books. They are going to teach you things that you don't want. They are going to push you to accept the systems that are not, you know, definite if you will succeed or not. I didn't go to university. I didn't go to college. Instead, I just to stay at home and use the YouTube, online through internet to learn the things that I want. English literature is I learned this by myself. I went to some courses. No, but I learned this by myself. They were good, but I learned English by myself, spending days and nights just in my room where I sit right now, and it could help me to build my four skills. And the point was, what was the point? The point was that, you know we can, learn. I mean, the point is that, how to say this, you learned something in different ways than I learned that.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody is unique. They have unique personality. They have different ways to do anything. Yeah, so that's true. Nobody can deny the fact that because human being, is a different creature. I mean, unique creature. I mean that if a person believes in a God, then I know that God is only one, but the
Yeah.
creation that has been created by him is totally different, unique, like us. I'm a unique, you are a unique guy, right? So everyone is unique. Okay, so I have a question that what is the one thing that stops, resist, or prevent you to do anything? What is the one thing that stops?
Uh, so there are many things. I think one of the things that really, put me back to do the things that I want would be probably the, you know, the lack of some problem I have, or like, I think it would be financial problem.
Financial
Sometime
problem.
I try to read a book, uh, and while I don't have it, I try to buy it, then I cannot. That is really, disappointing, frustrating for me. And I
uh,
spend days that I hadn't a penny, and I tried to, to use the things that I had. I read a book more than 7 to 8 times, not because I didn't understand it, but because I hadn't the money to buy another book.
yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
and this is the fact that I really, put me back. And I think, but I, despite all these difficulties, I never would give up. As I have heard from my girl, he graduated from Oxford, no, I think Yale or Oxford University. I really cannot remember the university that she graduated. And she said that giving up is the bird of regret. I don't want to regret by giving up. I never would give up. You know, obstacles or barriers are all, prevalent things that are going to happen in your life, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are, you know, a teacher, whether you are a doctor, whoever you are going to have your own problems.
Yeah, that is true. I totally agree with you. I'm on the same page as you talked about the money, the financial, things that literally stops a lot of people. There are so many people, who are literally intelligent and they literally want to do something big in their life. But, at the end, money comes into the picture. Suppose if you are intelligent and you want to be a scientist, right? But in order to get into the best universities of the world, you need money, right? If you don't have money, how will you enter in that in university? because money is required for everything. It's just an example that I have given you right now. So I think money is the big problem for human being, especially not for robots, for not non-living things like animals or birds, like not for them, but for human beings. I totally agree with it. Yeah, it's a problem, and we are the only one that who can fix this problem. We have to work very hard. We have to, you know, work day and night to do something big so I can generate some money in the future, and we can be independent, you know, in the future. So we have option, because we are the only one that are gonna do the same thing in order to make money. So it's a part of it. So let it be. Okay, so the second question that I would like to ask you, that if you were given a choice to choose, I mean, like, if you are given a choice and there are two options and you have to choose one of them. The first one is intelligent. The first one is intelligent. It means that the intelligent guy is so intelligent. He has a lot of power. He has a lot of money. He has everything. On the other side, there is a illiterate person who is not educated, and he's doing a small thing. It could be a business or anything, right? He's doing anything, like, I'm not giving a particular example, but he's consistent with that work, whatever he's doing. But on the other side, the first person is not consistent, but he has a lot of power. He has so much intelligence in his mind. So which one would you like to choose in both of them?
Einstein said, Albert Einstein pointed that 99% of his work came through hard work, not his gifted, not his intelligent. And I personally am on the side of the man who is, illiterate, but is trying his best. He will have things that the intelligent one will not have. Let me point out a story. Uh, you know, I don't know what is the name of that person. He was one an emperor in Europe in French. His name is, I think, I cannot remember his name, but there was, a king that he was in a class with his prime minister, and his prime minister was, you know, ranked as the first person in the class. And this king, whom I said to you, were good in the class, but was not as good as his prime minister. So one day, the prime minister, when he understood the one who got lowest score in the class became the king, and he who got a high score is a prime minister. It means that what is the point? I was intelligent, so I had to be a king instead of him, and he had to be, the prime minister. Then one day, this prime minister went to the king and told him that you were not very good in me in the class. You got low score every time in every subject than me. Then how could you take, you know being how could you take this state? How could you become a king? And I couldn't take this state, and I became a prime minister. This king told him, let's you have to put your hand this side. You have to put this side. I want to put my hand into your face, and then you have to put your hand into my face. Then both of them you know, pushed each other. Then the prime minister said, "Oh my God, you're crazy. What is the point of this? I don't want to do this." The king said, "The reason I became the king is because I never give up. I work hard. You see, you lift, and you give up pushing, my fist with your hand sooner than I did. It is the reason I am the king. I never ever, stop. I knew that I was not intelligent as you were, but I work hard. I never give up. If I wanted to build something, then I would do it till end. I would never leave it. but you are intelligent, but you will become disappointed when things get hard. In this case, I'm beside the one who is illiterate, who is not good, who is not intelligent, but is a hard worker. I personally am that person. I wasn't good than the one who ranked as the first person in our class. His English was very good. But now, after almost 3 years, my English is much better than him because I insisted on this. I work hard. I never give that. And he, went another way because he thought that English is difficult a little bit and is not worth studying. Yeah, it is all.
Amazing, like I was just thinking while you were narrating, a story. That was phenomenal. I literally love it, the way you explain. And it shows that you are literally, very good at storytelling. You know,
Thank
you
you.
have a good command on it. To be honest, in the future you are gonna be a good storyteller if you continue
Thank
your
you so much.
journey the way you are
Thank
doing
you.
it. Absolutely, you are gonna do something big in the history of storytelling if you continue the journey, or if you pursue this career as your career, English as a career. Maybe definitely you can do, because I have seen, because I watch a lot of storyteller, on TED Talks, on a YouTube. There's so many, speakers. They also create a story, and you suddenly, because you didn't prepare for this story, just I gave you a question, and out of that you made that story, you created and you presented in front of me. You didn't take a lot of time, and you suddenly just did it. I really enjoyed, why I was just thinking
Thank
I
you.
also want to be like you. I also want to create a story like you in the future. Maybe I'm definitely gonna work on it in the future. That's okay. So okay, the second question that again, I mean third question, I'm just gonna ask is that I'm gonna put you in a hypothetical situation where you have to answer according to your thought process, according to you. So you are a married guy, you have a wife, okay, and you work in a company. You are doing a 9 to 5 job, and you get 2 days off, 2 days holidays on Saturday and Sunday. And now it's a Saturday today, and you are at home with your wife, and your wife suddenly, insists to you, says to you that I want to purchase a clothes, to wearing new clothes, okay. And you say that, I mean, you say to your wife, let's go. So you take her to the mall. Once you enter into the mall, in front of you there is a lift, elevator. So you both start going towards that elevator, or a lift, and you both get into that lift, and you just press the button fifth floor, because on the fifth floor there is a market of cloth where you can buy clothes for your wife, and you just press the close button of that elevator or lift, and as it was about to close the door of that elevator, but suddenly you saw through a jar, you know, a gate. It was not fully closed. It was a half of the close. So you saw a girl through that gap. A girl who was so beautiful, a gorgeous lady, was coming towards that elevator, that lift, because she also wants to get into that elevator. So what you did at the time, you just press the open button, and you just try to close the, I mean open the gate of that elevator. But you forgot at the time that you are with your wife, and you are just, I mean, your wife is behind you, and she is staring at you, because you opened a gate for a lady, a beautiful lady, a gorgeous lady, and the lady is so beautiful that you have never ever seen in your real life, right? And just you made it that girl, the lady that you are saying right now, and she gets into the lift, and she wants to get on the fourth floor, not fifth floor. You want to get on the fifth floor, and she wants to get on the fourth floor. She press the button, and I mean the lift or the elevator reaches on the fourth floor, and she gets out of that lift. So what at the time, what do? You just also follow that girl, and you also gets on the fourth floor instead of fifth floor, and your wife is still staring at you, but you are not looking back to her, you know. But suddenly your wife calls you, "Hey, Mr. Mehendi, where are you going?" You suddenly realize that, oh my god, I'm with my wife. What am I doing it? I'm following a, different lady, other lady, it's a prohibited in our religion and all like that. I cannot see any other woman because I'm married. And right now you also gets in the lift. But at the time your wife tells you, I don't want to do shopping. Let's go to home. And what you do, you take her to the home. At this situation, once you reach your home, your wife starts scolding you, starts fighting with you, and she's so angry. And now you have to convince her without physically. You don't have to convince her physically. You have to convince her with your words, you know. And now, how do you react? How do you deal that situation? I just want to know from you.
In that case, I probably would go through, a very simple way that I would say to my wife, kindness is part of, our human being, our humanity. And when the person is needs our help, and that person wanted to take the further for the fifth floor, and if he or she needs our help, then if we can help him or her, then we must do it philanthropically. That would, solve, if that solve the problem of him or her. So the person, needs our help, this woman, then I could help her. So why I shouldn't? I would tell my wife that you should be kind to others, so they will be kind to you. I
Okay.
could help this woman. So what is the matter? I truly love you. You are my
Lovely.
angel. You are the only person that I have on this earth, that I will never ever compare you with any gorgeous girl.
Okay,
So,
lovely.
but on the other hand, I am kind. I want to help people. If I can help a person, then I will never step back and run away. Instead, I would help the person, the woman or the man who needs my help. So this woman needed my help, so I could. I wanted to, we were about to lift in the third floor, but the woman wanted to take the fourth floor. So I could, go with her in the up to the third floor, the fourth floor, and then when he went out, she's gonna, go away, to her own business. Then we'll go back to the third floor. What is the matter? Nothing. I would say this would be my answer.
Okay.
I think it's nonsense is not a good way, but I think based on my knowledge, it is a very good. I would do this.
Okay, great sense of humor that you are using to answer, unexpected questions. That's phenomenal. Okay, so like you are from Afghanistan. So do you like sports?
Yeah, I'm a football player.
Football player, not about cricket. Not like cricket. Don't like cricket.
I Our cricket team is very good. They play professionally, especially Ibrahim Zadran and other players who are very good in professional players. They play in professional teams. They
Okay.
are in our national team as well. But personally, I like as a patriot, as a nationalist. I
Okay.
like to see my cricket team to win against India, against Pakistan, against New Zealand, South Africa. But I personally love football.
Okay, great. So as you love football, so I don't have any idea about football players of Afghanistan, because football is a kind of a sport where there are only two teams are famous and two players are famous. The first one is Ronaldo and the second one is Messi. Like people know both of them. Apart from that, we never. I mean, we generally don't recognize any other player apart from those players. So in Bangladesh, is there any player, a good footballer that are doing a good job in the football industry in Bangladesh?
Yeah,
Is there any good footballer in Bangladesh, a good player who are doing as exceptional, who are providing good service to football industry of Bangladesh? Is there anyone?
no idea, no idea about Bangladesh.
Only you have idea about idea other countries.
I know. Of course it is. You are. If all people were known, what would be the sense of the winner or the loser? So
Okay.
of course, those who are good in a specific field are famous. Like you see, Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, they are professional players, so they are known. Bangladesh players, so they are not professional, so they cannot compete with them. They are not famous. I don't know. I have no idea, so I don't need to.
Okay. So like, who do you like, Ronaldo or Messi?
Lionel Messi.
Why is it so? Because I also love Messi. The reason is he is so calm. Whenever I see him on the ground playing football, he seems to be very intelligent according to me, and he doesn't show the aggression towards any player. But when it comes to Ronaldo, so whenever I see him on a ground playing a football, so he seems to be a little bit aggressive. The reason maybe he has a good height, he's tall, or he has a kind of good fitness as well. On the other side, Messi is also having a good fitness and he's phenomenal. Both are phenomenal, footballer, and they play good. But yeah, there's there is only one reason that I like Messi, is that he's very calm. I mean, he doesn't show
Yeah,
the
I
aggression.
also that's one of the feature I found in Lionel Messi. He is from Argentine, and I found him very calm, as you said. That is one reason I like that player. Another reason is he play with his left foot, and he is a legend. When he is playing, he is dribbling, he is shooting, he's totally different than Ronaldo. Even he is something people call him alien. He is from another planet because they describe him in this way because he plays in a way that is beyond, I think, beyond our imagination. He is very
Yeah,
good, I think.
yeah, that's true. I also watched some of the matches of both players. Okay, so I also would like to put you a hypothetical situation. It's a little bit different. Suppose there are two politician party A. Let's take example A and B. Okay, and you are in the A party, and the second one is B. Okay, but earlier you were in the B party, but A party offered you some money to join in A party, and you left the B party, and now you are in the A party, and you also won the election. Okay, and after spending few years or few months, you got to realize that the A party is a corrupt party. Okay, and the B party was a very good party. The B party was not corrupt, but now you start realizing that, yeah, this is a bad party, but you cannot leave that party. The reason is that if you leave that party, you will lose the position, and the money that you are getting it from the A party, you won't get. I mean, you will be unemployed. And you have childrens. They are studying in USA or America, and you need good money to pay their fees. So you don't have any other choice. But now you also love your country, your people. You want to serve good things, and now you have two options. You can do it. I mean, the first option, that you can go to the B party where you were before. Okay, and you can take a help of the B party. And the second point is terrorist. You can help. You can take a help of terrorist, but terrorist needs the information of your defense system of your country. Okay, and so which one would you choose? Because if you ask help to the B party where you were, so they will ask a lot of question to you. Why did you choose? Why did you take the first party money, and why did you leave our party and all like that? And now you are also corrupt because you also choose money, not the good thing. So what, according to you, if you are in the situation, so what would you do?
I personally believe that if a person lies, the lies will the lie will goes to through 1 week, 2 or 3, but will not last forever. And I personally would leave the A group and will definitely join to the B group. And I will, say I forgive me or I made a mistake. I regret that. I know that you know a corrupt government would goes in a decade or 2 or 3 decades, but not forever. You see, our republic governments, Afghanistan's, were based on criterias that were you know every parliament's member you know only took the responsibility toward themselves, toward their family, not the people. They were, representing them as a member of their colony, and our government was a very good government, but was corrupt. Even the president ran away and took a lot of money. The prime minister, the parliament members, so all those things caused the collapse of our government. Now I see, I would tell him I was not that person. I needed the money that they offered, and then I went with them. I thought that they are also we are, and the thing is that the group A and B is part of our nation. So it doesn't matter if you're in a B or A. The destination is having a good government, and I thought they are also group A is also like group B, and as they offered more money, I thought it would be better to for me to have that because I need it. Mm, yeah, I would tell them this.
Okay, great, great. So if you are comfortable taking this conversation forward, so I can do it. What I want to ask, I mean, are you ready for the fun for that conversation, or would you like to wrap up this conversation? Because it's been long time, so it depends in you.
I personally only have 20 minutes,
Right now, you have more 20 minutes,
just 20 minutes.
so we can do further. I mean, for 20 minutes next, or like that's it.
Okay, no worries. And then you're gonna upload this in your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So like, should I continue for next 20 minutes, or like it's over? Like I'm asking.
Yeah, whatever you want.
You have 20 minutes right now, more, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll take this forward. Don't worry about it. So before, okay, I wanted to ask you like how much time did you take to improve your communication skill, because you are, standing at the position where you are narrating everything easily. You're conveying your thoughts, ideas in a very better manner with articulation. So how did you achieve it, and how long did you take time? How much time did you take it?
You mean that how much time did it take that I became a good speaker, or how much time it takes a person? You mean what?
To become a good speaker, how much time did you take to become a good speaker?
I think it took many years. I think at least 2 years it took me.
2 years, only 2 years?
Yeah,
I
only two
don't
years
think so.
that I
It's
practiced.
okay.
No, no. Yeah, I think I have to go.
It's okay. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much joining my podcast, and I literally enjoy having a conversation with you. Maybe in the future we are gonna again meet and we are gonna enjoy our conversation further. So till then, take care. Keep learning. Never ever skip a single day of learning. Bye.